Hey guys, this is Living with Leukemia. It's my podcast now because she's my guest.
This is it. They've taken over. They have taken over the desk.
And this is episode
8. So this will be episode 8, everyone. We're going to call this one reality because we're going to give you some honesty, and you're going to see a few things, medication and stuff like that. So maybe some discretion advised for the viewers on those that are watching the videos on YouTube, the podcast on YouTube, and also you can find the audio podcasts on RSS, Apple, YouTube, Spotify, and all other major podcast stations. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into this. If anyone watched our last episode, episode 7, Life Begins Anew, we had a nice little viewing of Archie, who popped in to say hello. And one of the main differences you would have seen, and brings a lot of smile, I can imagine, to his face and everyone else's, is that his hair has fully grown back, Natalie.
It has.
It's going back to Jack Grealish hair.
It is. Is that what you're going for? Or is
That's
what
what
he's
he's
going for?
No, so he's got the chemo curls.
Okay, so this is it. Here we go.
He's got the chemo curls. So
He's loving it.
he wanted a perm. I said, we don't need one now.
Okay, so what's chemo curls?
So chemo, when your hair grows back, it can cause it to grow back curly.
So he always had straight hair before?
Always had straight hair, but it's so funny because it's all curly here, and then like right at the front, it's like straight.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's really odd, but yeah, it's really, really thick and really, really long.
Still growing?
Still growing.
No dramas?
Nope.
Hair colour changed?
Nope.
Nothing like that?
Nope.
How's he feeling about it?
Fine.
Yeah, because I know he was a bit self-conscious before and stuff like that.
Yeah. He's doing all right, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah?
he's doing great.
Yeah? No one's mentioned anything, no one's been mean to him or anything like that, if it growing back and stuff?
Nope.
Oh, that's good.
I think if anything, people think he's more normal now.
Yeah?
So they kind of forget that he's unwell.
Has that brought its own challenges, though?
Yeah. Especially with him being at school, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's
People
what...
think he's so well that they forget that he's a vulnerable child.
I mean, what is that to do with just like friends, the school themselves, a bit of everything?
Children being unwell and going into the class.
Yeah, yeah.
We've had a few challenges there.
Hiccups and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I mean, I can understand it. I mean, it may be pretty difficult and stuff. I mean, what do you reckon it's from? Is it just people just not really knowing any better? Or is it a case of, you know...
I think people are not informed as much as maybe they should be.
Yeah.
And they don't understand.
About.
No, I just don't think they understand the severity of it. Because even the teacher said to me when I went in and spoke to them today, you look at Archie and you think he's normal.
Yeah.
You forget that he's unwell because he goes into school, he's so happy, he looks
His
well,
energy levels,
he presents
his
well.
colour's back
you
in his
kind
face.
of forget. We just had an episode where he's picked up a couple of coughs and he's been fine, he's been able to fight them off, but this last sort of cough he's picked up was really awful.
Oh, really?
And I wasn't happy with the school, I wasn't happy with... I don't know which child it was. Archie sort of said it was a child in his class, but I wasn't happy that the child was sent in like that.
Yeah.
Can you stop playing with the
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't happy that the child was sent in being that unwell and was coughing in Archie's face. I just wasn't happy with that.
It's just hard. See, that's...
It's not hard from an oncology parent.
Well,
point of
from
view.
your... Well, this is what I'm just trying to...
Especially when the parents of that class know how vulnerable he is.
I mean, it's one of those things, where do you draw the line with childcare, all of that jazz and stuff like that? Obviously, as a parent who, you know, may not be going through all of that, they may be seeing it
But then at least make me
Mm.
aware so I can keep him home if you're not able to keep your child home.
Yeah.
Because what your child can fight off and go into school with, my child can't.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
sure.
have to put my child first.
I mean, in a weird silver lining kind of way and stuff like that, seeing how he has kind of got through those illnesses recently and stuff
Well,
like
the
that.
last one, he's had to have 2 weeks of antibiotics.
Yeah. I mean...
So...
I don't know. I'm just trying to see a positive to it in a sense.
There's a positive,
say, you know,
but
he's
I've been
fighting
into
it
the
off.
school and I told them straight, you need to send out a letter. Our community team are going to, you know, politely remind parents that if your child is unwell, not to send them in.
Yeah, no.
Just for his class specifically.
I think, like you say, I think that is a way of doing it. I think it's going to be difficult for parents to keep their children from home, whereas, like you said, if they communicate it to you and stuff, I could see that being a bit more in your control as well. So for you to kind of deal with that and be like, you know what, I'm going to make the decision.
I think it's more for like hygiene purposes as well. The fact that the teachers are allowing children to cough in each other's faces.
I mean,
that really
where are we going with this cough in your face bit?
It just frustrates me. It really does, because I wouldn't cough in somebody else's face.
But was it actually like a cough in someone's face?
Yeah, Archie says some of his friends sit next to him and they're like all in his face. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, just don't tell me.
I mean, how does he feel about it though? Does he never feel like
he don't care until he's unwell?
Okay, so he doesn't think of the repercussions in that sense.
No, because he just goes into school and wants to have fun, doesn't he?
I mean, have you spoken to him about that? And sort of
I said
to him,
if anyone's coughing,
to...
move away. But again, when you're sat next to somebody in a class, maybe you can't.
And it's their friend, it's his friends as well. He doesn't want to be kind of away from him and stuff.
We have sort of had a conversation with the school, and they said that they will have hand sanitizer at the door for when the children go in and come out.
Yeah.
And I've said just to remind children, if they've got a cough, please get them to cough into a tissue. Throw the tissue in the bin. Just simple things like that, just whilst they're in the classroom with Archie. I don't think that's too much to ask.
So what about stuff like break times and lunch times then?
So...
like, what's the situation? Like, what is, like, their kind of control in those situations and stuff?
I'm not there when Archie's at school.
Yeah.
As far as I was aware, Archie was going into a room called Oak Room.
Yeah.
And not going outside because he shouldn't really play contact sports. And
I'm waiting for a but.
Yeah, there's just been a few instances where he's gone out and not told me and played football and then been pushed and things like that. And I've lost my shit because if he gets pushed and he hurts himself, it's a hospital trip because he's got port fitted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did go into school and was a bit annoyed about that. And then I said to Archie, why are you going out? Why are you playing football when you know you shouldn't be doing this and doing that, especially when there's no one watching what's going on?
Yeah.
But he just wants to be a normal kid. And I kind of have to just let him get on with it.
Well, it leads on to other segments we've got here about parents letting go and stuff like that. Because, you kind of answered it. I was going to talk about, like, physical activity in school, you know. So, like, is he doing PE or anything like that at all?
No.
He's not doing any...
So they sort of changed the PE. So I think they've just been doing hockey. That's a massive no-no. Can you imagine the kids running around with a hockey stick? I was like, no.
At school.
Did you not?
Oh,
So that was a.
hockey.
I think that was. I was just like, no way, no hockey.
Yes, hockey.
I think they did a bit of basketball.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm happy for him to play basketball as long as there's no grappling or anything like that of him. If he wants to go and shoot a couple of basketballs, happy for him to do that. Football again is a big no. Because we're not there.
Yeah.
When he plays football on a Sunday,
It's different.
Baz is there, so because he manages the team.
Yeah.
And we can inform the other team, this is the situation. You cannot go in on hard tackling. No slide tackling, no grabbing around any of the middle of the body. So we can inform them of that. When he's at school, we have no control. So it's difficult.
But is that something you can request of the school? Because
No,
obviously
because
they've got
there's
people
not
out and about and
There's
stuff
not
like
enough
that.
teachers. There wouldn't be enough teachers to sort of have one particular teacher just keep an eye on Archie all the time. It wouldn't work.
No, I can imagine that. Like you say, you can't have them specifically for one thing. I just didn't know if they were close by, keep an eye and stuff like that,
I
depending
think
on how
they
many.
say they are, but
You just can't trust it
no.
and stuff. Do you feel like this is a bit of your controlling nature?
No, I just feel like
anxiety is...
I don't think it's anxiety. I just think it's until you're in that situation, you're never going to truly understand how a parent's going to feel.
Because I can imagine you're praying, you're terrified in
No,
case
when he's
something
at school,
goes...
I'm all right. I'm all right when he's at school. I just have to just. I think the school will phone me. If anything goes wrong, the school will phone me. I'm 5 minutes around the corner. That's how I've got to look at it.
It's just I can imagine parents at home being like, no, let him be normal. Just let him just enjoy his crap and his shit and all of that jazz, and let go a bit because he's always, in a sense, gonna have this, if that makes sense
You
to
do,
an extent.
but there has to be.
See, I'm going to challenge you in this one. I'm going to challenge you.
You have to. It's common sense. It's common sense. You have to use your common sense. So there has to be like things in place. You can't just go and let him do.
No,
what he
of course
wants
you've got to
do.
have some control
Yeah.
in place. But I'm just thinking, like I say, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
So things like if so say like there's things like we can't take him to Fort Park and things like that because he can't go on a roller coaster. So as much as like letting him be a kid and letting him do this, there are certain things that he just is not able to do that is out of our control.
It's just saying that you kind of mentioned, you was just like, there's been a few times where he hasn't told you and he's done these things. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's out of my control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I can't stop that.
So this is it. This is what I mean. This is what I'm just trying to get to a bit with like the school side.
But then if I'm not
even
there,
the school side, but you know,
if I'm not there, I can't see it. So
with the port fitting and stuff, when's that going to come out?
not for a long time.
Couple of years?
I'd say another 2.5 years, maybe.
Yeah. So how old are Archie going to be in that
13.
period?
Maybe 12 and a half.
Yeah. So it's going to be quite hard for you, I would say, in the sense to have an element of, you know, an eye over
I
that.
just don't go to football on a Sunday anymore.
Is that what it is? Is it just too
Out
much
of sight,
now?
out of mind. I
Just
don't watch
too much?
it.
Is it just too...
Mind over matter.
But that's what I mean, though. It's just, I totally understand it. I totally get where you're coming from on that. You know, it's just, you're just trying to protect them as much as possible. It's your job at the end of the day is to make sure that happens. It's just, you never have that fear of him, or has he not ever sort of got annoyed at you, just raged out and stuff, never said anything?
I think the only time he really did was when we were at a birthday party with the bounce castle and I told him we couldn't go on it. And he just sulked and sulked and sulked. And in the end, I just sort of had to go, right, go on it, but just don't jump.
Yeah.
There has to be like compromises. But, I'm going to jump, but I'm just going to use both of my legs, Mum.
Yeah.
So I think there has to be a little bit of leeway, but then he's got to understand why those rules are there.
I'm just thinking, because of obviously his age at the moment, you've got a little bit more control than you normally would have if this hit someone like a teenager, for example, like a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old.
They're more aware of
their
what
own
could go
body
wrong.
and stuff like that, and what they need to do. But ultimately, they're responsible
don't
for
get me wrong,
themselves in
he
that sense.
jumps around in the bedroom with Baz. They wrestle, everything, like he'll hang onto his neck and Baz will throw him around. So I know he's okay, but I think the thing for us is because where the port is fitted, my only thing would be that if it gets knocked, we've been told that it would really hurt his ribs.
Yeah,
So it would be really painful for him because it is a metal plate sitting on his rib cage. And then the other thing is basically gravity. If he's jumping too much and things like that,
just dislodge it and stuff like that.
and then he'd be back in for surgery to have it refitted, and that is the only sort of thing that's holding me back with him. But other than that, I'm happy to let him sort of
that's good.
Get on with it.
That's good. It's one of those things you just never want, especially kids and stuff, like getting annoyed at you and all of that jazz because they feel like you're holding them back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But his mobility is 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to football training Thursday and Saturday this week.
That's excellent.
He was limping on Sunday, but he's fine.
And what was he doing at the full hog as well, like the full time and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. How'd you wrap him up during the? Do you wrap him up extra and
I'll
stuff?
let Baz go and deal with it. It's been quite warm though, isn't it? So
It's not been too bad. Yeah,
No.
that's why I was just like, how extra do you go with stuff like that, with
'cause-
clothing, and like you said, with his immunity, if it is cold, if it is raining, muddy, all of that jazz. And
just
it's
an extra layer, really. Yeah.
Harry down to pick him up with his house though.
Oh yeah, they went out the other day. They got caught in the
house
stones.
She
and
actually
they
trusted me to go out
she
with
took
him
Archie out by
because he
herself.
wanted to get slime. So
There you go. That's good though.
So they walked down to the high street. Well, Baz walked down with them. He went to the barbers and then they went off to the shops together.
Hold up, everyone. I need to add a note. I have to add a caveat. Baz went to the barbers.
For his beard.
Thank you. There we go. Because people at home are going to be confused as hell at that.
he gets
They're
his
like, it's
beard
bald
shaped
geezer.
and he
And
gets
he's
his
like, what's he
nostrils
going to the
waxed.
barbers for?
He gets his nostrils waxed. He gets the nostril hairs waxed.
Totally bald.
No, he has got some hair. I forgot.
Baz's
Football.
hair. Yeah, football.
They went out. You took Archie out and they got caught in the house stones. So I sent Harry down to pick him up. Because he didn't have a coat on.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Now, how are you finding stuff with other people in the family, friends, letting them do a bit more? Obviously, you've just said Olivia.
No one does anything much.
Right. But is that... Exactly. There we go. I love a bit. There we go. Throw it in, Auntie Moo.
No, I have let my mum look after him a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And if, on Saturdays, if he says he wants to come with me, he comes with me.
Excellent. Where's that to on Saturdays and
Wherever
stuff? Just
I wanna
shopping.
go.
Oh, okay. Out and about and stuff.
No, he can't really walk that. He can't walk for ages.
I mean, but yeah, just...
Not to like shopping centres
Yeah.
and things like that. They don't go to that.
We chill out in the car. He sits in the front with me. We go to...
Do you want to come in the podcast?
No. We go for a cake shop. We go for a little drive around. We have a little chat.
Nice. Nice. That's nice. Bit of nanny time. Nan time.
I don't get it no more. He steals it from me.
Jealousy. Sibling rivalry.
Don't care.
You know.
She's terrible, she is. He's your favourite child.
But
He's
that's-
always
no.
been her favourite.
You know, but before, I remember you were saying you were having a lot of difficulty letting anyone, you know,
I think I've got a little bit better.
even including like Baz to an extent at the start and
No,
stuff.
it's not that I don't trust people. It's that,
If something
What could go wrong?
happens-
yeah, there's always that thing. Well, what if you forget the time? And I know people say, "Oh no, I won't." But what if you do?
I think it's more the fact that if anything went wrong, you would only have yourself to blame. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be blaming anyone else.
So at least if I'm saying, right, Mum, set the alarm on your phone, and I've written it down, and this and that. At least I've covered all areas of where
Oh
it
my
could
God.
go wrong.
It's on the freezer. It's in the
I was going to say it's on everyone's
Set
phone.
4 or 5 alarms on my phone.
I make sure Archie sets an alarm on his
And
iPad
then
too.
she rings me.
Yeah, at the time.
She makes me
Oh
set
wait,
an alarm.
he's actually due his chemo in a minute.
There you
Yeah.
go. Do you know what? That kind of brings us on to something which I wanted to show people at home on just a random one because we are at your place and stuff. And to be honest with you, it just gives a bit of realism, I feel, and I think it's incredibly important to show people. It's not going to try and bore you guys, we're just going to give you a quick overview of something which I saw, and it made me think, oh, bloody hell, this is what this family goes through, this is what Archie goes through, more importantly than anyone else. For someone of his age and stuff, it's nuts when you see the amount of medication he has to take and what he has to do for it and stuff like that. So if you give us 2 seconds, we're just going to quickly cut and now move straight over to this medication.
I'll let you do it.
So here you go, everyone. This is just, look, we've got the pooches with us as well. There we go, jumping up, trying to get the yum-yums. But this is just a small amount of what Archie would have to take. This is kind of, what would you call this? His medical station?
Yeah, just to keep everything together.
Together,
really.
yeah. You've got the sterilising solution, you've got the
Yeah, so
sharp
this is-
spots.
Sodium chloride, which is what they use to go into his main line when they
Okay.
take bloods. And then you've got heparin, which is to stop the line from blocking, which again goes in. This is a weekend antibiotic that he has to take.
Wow, is this daily then?
This is weekly, so
So
you
these
have
are-
weekly bloods.
Weekly bloods
Weekly bloods. Anti-sickness, we just leave it out there in case.
from the
things
chemos
need
that I take it and
Obviously,
stuff.
You know what that is. Sharp spin. Under here, this is basically chemotherapy. So you've got the Wednesday chemo, which is called methotrexate.
Yeah.
So we've just got quite a few boxes in there. And then you've got a chemotherapy called mercaptopurine. So that's a 50 milligram tablet, which is one big tablet. And then you've got smaller ones, which are 10 milligram. Because his 100% dosage is 80 milligram.
Wow.
But he's only on half at the moment. So he takes four
Four
small
of them,
tablets.
yeah.
So that's that. There's a few odd bits and pieces in there. And then we've got more chemotherapy in here in case we run out. But we shouldn't do. Obviously anti-sickness.
So they give you extras and stuff like that just in case.
Because it's that this has to cover us for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
And then when we
Yeah.
go back to the Mars, then they'll give us more.
Give
obviously,
it some more. Got your thermometer
if
and
he
stuff. Yeah.
spikes temperature. These are actually really good. I get these from Amazon, so I have to put these on weekly when you go to his blood test. Put numbing cream on the inside of that, and then put it on his.
What do they do then?
Just keeps the numbing cream in place. So you put it across the port, keeps the numbing place. Numbing
There you
cream
go.
in place.
Nice little tip there, everyone.
These are actually really good. Actually, if you haven't got a thermometer, these are called temper dots.
Oh, yep.
And
I've seen them.
Put them in the mouth or under the arm. 3 minutes under the arm, a minute under the tongue, and they are I find them more reliable than the actual thermometers. You've got some numbing cream, really good. If anyone wants some lip filler, this is the one to use.
Is it?
To numb your lips.
Oh, nice. I might give that a try, everyone. I'll put it down as the thumbnail.
This is literally just spares. So this is actually...
What is that? Yeah.
This is how they access his port. So that needle... I don't know if you can see it on that camera very well.
No, you can see that big needle, yeah. That's huge.
So this is actually what goes in. This is called a line.
Yeah.
Actually, is it open? It is open. I'll get it out. I'll just throw this one away. So I'll actually show you. So this goes into his port, into the side of his body. And then this sort of comes off. They unattach that. Yeah. And then they will access him through there.
Wow.
So that basically is called a line, which goes in. Yeah, that's how it gets accessed. I'll throw that one away.
Well,
it's open anyway.
Okay.
So there's spares of that in there. In here, these are called Chloroprep.
Yeah.
And it's just antiseptic.
Oh, that's the little things when they give me my take my bloods and stuff.
Yes.
There was that clip there.
We call them Bob because they look like little men, little stick men.
Yeah.
So we've got those in there, and then in here we've just got some antiseptic wipes. Again, this is Movicol in case he gets constipated from chemotherapy.
Yeah, so that's a laxative. You've got pill boxes.
We've got Gel Clear, which I probably should clear that out because it doesn't need that. So Gel Clear is used if they get mucositis in the mouth.
Yeah, I remember you saying, clear it.
Yeah,
clear the
and just some
stuff.
spares, bits and pieces in there, really. But yeah, that's it, really.
Wowzers. Well, thank you for that. So there you go, everyone. You get a nice, stark bit of reality there of the amount of medication that Archie's currently on. But I take it he was on even more previously. You guys...
That's just all the stuff that you keep at home. So anything else that's given is always given in hospital. They won't allow you to keep it at home. Yeah.
And, you know, a very good question just came up just then as well, is if you're not here and stuff, and Archie's with anyone else, especially his grandparents and things like that, all of that kit needs to essentially be transported with him.
Well, there's been times where we've actually taken it out with us because we've been out.
But how do you... That's a lot of stuff.
Put it in a pot, like the tablets that he takes. Put it in a pot.
Yeah, so it's only tablets that you have to take with you if you're out in the evening. So he has to take chemotherapy in the evening, about around 7:45 to 8 o'clock. Yeah, we've just given it. So you just put that in a pot, take that with you. That's all you need to take out if you've got to take it. Cool. Anything else you don't really need to take because bloods are done at home early morning before he goes to school, so you don't have to take anything anywhere because they have to be here. And they normally bring everything with them anyway. They only need they do have like the chloride and the heparin in their cars. We just have to have it here so they don't use their own, basically. And then the methotrexate, that is a liquid, so you can take one box with you. Nice. You just have to take a syringe, but then just take a plastic bag and gloves because it is chemotherapy.
But that's good to know. That's what I mean. It's one of those things that people thinking, "Oh my god, has he got to carry?"
You're homebound. It's like having a newborn baby again. Like I've got to get like a medication bag so that when I'm out,
you can just try it all in, and it's just there. Oh man. Well, there you go, everyone. There you go. That's a nice bit of honesty and a bit of rawness into what to expect, or deal with when this, you get round to the remission stage and stuff. So, no, appreciate it for that, Natalie. And hopefully that makes sense to the ones, obviously, who are not watching the video and are on the podcast and are listening to it and stuff. But I'll try and make a list of these medications if I can and put it on there to help everyone. But I might be typing for a little while. But I just wanted to say thank you again, everyone, for watching episode 8, the reality of living with leukemia with me, Riff, and the wonderful Natalie, Superstar Liv again. There you go, there she is. And for Auntie Mush and Uncle Cole hiding in the background.
Come and say hi.
I won't show you. They don't want to. Oh, she's coming. She's coming. You're going to get a quick glimpse of Auntie Mush. There she is. There's
come
Super
So
Nan.
everyone could see you.
He's playing with a Rubik's Cube, everyone. He's pretending to keep busy, Uncle Colin.
He's doing it for Archie.
He does.
So this is
And then Archie will come back out and mess it up again.
That took me ages to get one line.
There we go. We've got super granddad skills on the thing. But again, thank you as always, everyone. We'll advertise, obviously, the dates of when the next episodes are going out on Instagram. Archie's Army 23. Obviously, check out the YouTube channel, Living with Leukemia, for the podcast and the video podcast. Thank you for the support, as always, everyone. And we will speak to you guys.
Hopefully it won't be this hectic next time, please. It's not going to be like this all the
reality.
time.
We
Welcome
love it. We love it.
to the mad life of the Branyaks.
But thank you again, everyone. And we'll speak to you guys soon.
Bye.
Take care, peeps.